I'm not absolving Kyrie Irving in any way from his role in their demise. And to culminate it with the performance that he had against the Milwaukee Bucks is so glaring, although no one would question his talent nor his greatness in terms of being an individual talent. I think the way he's looked at now is that he can't be the number one option on your franchise if you're trying to win a championship. He can't be the quote-unquote leader because he hasn't proven he can do that yet. There's a reason he's been talking to LeBron James. There's a reason he's been talking to various guys that have starred in the NBA over the years who have been in leadership positions because he's realized that it's far tougher than he ever imagined. So he'll go someplace else, whether it's one of the New York teams or LA or someplace like that, to get his money. But I think that right now, the belief about Kyrie is that he is a superstar basketball talent, but not someone who should be the number one option in the face of your franchise if you're trying to win a championship. And I don't think anybody knows that better than Boston. So I don't think Boston is any longer an option for him or the Boston Celtics.
Kyrie's got to get his mental right. That's what the offseason should be about for him. Look, just as Mark Jackson pointed to Embiid and said his skills, I'm not talking about greatness, what he's accomplished, but his skills at his size, at his girth, at his, with his ability to shoot, which isn't great, but it's good for a guy that size, post moves, defend, da-da-da-da. Embiid is as skilled as anyone who ever played the position. You understand that. Kyrie Irving, when you really think about skills, is in the conversation for most skilled player who ever lived. And he's very athletic. He can shoot the lights out from three. He can finish in the paint under the rim. I would say he's the number one finisher in the history of the game in the paint under the rim. He is an excellent passer when he chooses to be. His handles, probably the greatest of all time, like Iverson 2.0, because he could build on what Iverson did. Mm-hmm. So, Kyrie, why aren't you a better player? That's mental. It's not just leadership. I had a very smart executive. We were communicating the other day, and he said, you can't be a great player if you take more than half your shots from the least efficient part of the court and you don't even convert them at a high enough clip. Like Kobe Bryant, when I was arguing Stephen A. about Kawhi under pressure versus Kobe. Kobe is the greatest bad shot maker ever. So everyone remembers him as making these incredible shots under pressure. But in fact, those are really hard shots to convert. If you convert them better than everyone else, you still ain't going to convert them a lot, right? Kawhi just gets himself good shots. So he converts them more often, even though they're not as miraculous. Kyrie is like Kobe. He does incredible things. Oh, my God, did you see that? But that's not as good as a cat who could just go get himself a high percentage shot. And here's the crazy thing about Kyrie. He's totally capable of it. He can get to wherever he wants on the court. He got the best. I just said he had the best handles ever. He's fast. He finishes well. He shoots it. So for him, the priority should be get his head together. Play the right way. He is playing in it so inefficiently that he's taking maybe the most skills ever, and he's something less than an MVP player. And in fact, that's one part. And then the other part is what you guys talk about. His teammates don't like to play with him. It's all about the mental for Kyrie.
Steve, I have a question for you because you see guys like Harden that have, struggled in the playoffs before. If you remember the Spurs series, and then over the course of their career, they get better at it. Now we're looking at Harden now to deliver. You don't think someone like Kyrie, where this is really his first year because he was hurt last year, to have to deal with this, you don't think that if he possibly stayed, or even the next team he goes to and he's the number one guy, that he can't mold and each year become better to eventually be a number 1A, 1B with another star player to win a championship?
No, I'm not saying that he can't be. I'm saying that you know this better than me as somebody that has been in a position to negotiate contracts, et cetera, et cetera. Right. I'm telling you what the league is thinking about him at this moment in time and what will be held against him. So what I'm saying to you is that even though I look at his talent and I believe and I echo everything that Max said, and I'm listening to you in terms of what he can be, the bottom line is the negotiations are this summer, and the backdrop is what just happened to you against Milwaukee and what happened to you throughout this season. So those things are going to be held against him because they're going to be the stigma that's used to somewhat question what his viability is and whether or not he's the right guy for your franchise. You'll want him there, but you'll want someone else with him because you'll feel better about it based on what you saw this year. That's all I'm saying.
No, very fair. And I think the one thing with Boston compared to any other team is the assets. With that, Memphis could be unprotected in 2 years, having the Clippers pick. I think even Sacramento's pick is the Kings, right? They can go get someone. And so that, and with Danny Ainge, I mean, I think we all agree, man, when it comes to his drafting skills and being able to make trades, he's one of the best in the business. I just see it could be a mistake. I mean, obviously Kyrie. Yeah, go ahead.
That's why you might not need Kyrie. Because you have the other parts already in place with potentially 4 first-round picks.
Yeah, Jared, I'm surprised at this take by you. I'm surprised at this take by you because, like, there's no coming back from what just happened, is there? Isn't it pretty clear that for Tatum to develop, who looks like he could be the centerpiece offensively of a really, really good team, for these young cats to develop, Kyrie's got to get out of there, right? It looks like he don't want to be there.
He makes $50 more million if he stays.
Max, that's what
I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you, Stephen. I'm saying I'm surprised by Jared's take.
Well, the reason why mine is because you could trade Tatum for Anthony Davis. And so what then? So my thing to you need superstars to win in this league. You lose a superstar, you sign Rozier to 60, 70 million. You still need 1 or 2 guys to get over the hump.
Or he could just go to the other New York team and they could build around him there and he could have a fresh start.
Oh, no, Kyrie's perfect on the Knicks. That'd be hilarious.